The police called me and said there's been this criminal allegation against you of assault. You know, can you come and talk to us about it? And I thought they were talking about someone else because I have no criminal record. I'm 37 years old. I've never been involved in any trouble with the law whatsoever. My name's David Pattinson. I live here in London, although I grew up in Bedford. I run a female styling business called Look Me, and the reason I'm here is because I was charged with common assault and sexual touching, and I won my case very easily. A chronology of my case was that I was doing a job interview with a female styling prospect. We're an on-demand company, so we don't have a storefront. I do all my meetings in public places, and all our appointments are held at the client's home, office or hotel. But this incident in question, I met a young female stylist in a bar in London, and we had a drink in that bar. We had a drink in a next door bar and in a third bar during the course of the conversation. I decided not to pursue this business relationship any further because she had told me she was moving out of the area in the next couple of months, and I never thought or heard any more about it or never made any more contact with her. But 2 months later the police called me and said there's been this criminal allegation against you of assault. You know, can you come and talk to us about it? And I thought they were talking about someone else because I have no criminal record. I'm 37 years old. I've never been involved in any trouble with the law whatsoever. I did not know what they were referring to because in the phone call they did not put this allegation or the person's name to me. When I got there, they showed me some very small CCTV, which showed me touching her on the neck, telling her a joke. I was laughing, she was laughing, and they said, we think this is common assault. And I had a female legal representative next to me who disagreed with that. And she thought, they were not going to pursue this any further. We thought that was kind of it. I answered all their questions for an hour. And I never thought I thought that was the end of the matter. But I got a letter in the post about 3 weeks later saying they were charging me with common assault. I needed to appear at the magistrate's court where I intended to plead not guilty. But when I got there, they said we're adding a second charge of sexual touching, that I had kissed this girl on the cheek outside the venue, which I did not do. There was no CCTV that showed that, even though there were CCTV cameras all around the outside of the venue. And so my lawyer advised me to move this court case to the Crown Court, so I would get a jury trial, which I was very, very happy to do, because I knew that if I had 12 people listening to this case, there was no way I could possibly lose. The minute before my trial started, the Crown prosecution came to me and said, David, we'd like to offer you a plea deal. We will drop the sexual touching charge if you plead guilty to the common assault charge, which I totally refused to do. I said, there's no way I'm going to do that. I'm here to win both. Anyway, once the trial started, the Crown prosecution changed the definition of sexual touching from me allegedly kissing this girl outside the venue on her cheek to you've touched this girl on her neck during a conversation where sexual topics have been discussed. And the judge immediately said you can't have two charges for one offence, so we have to drop the common assault. So I already won that, minute one of the trial. Then we had a sort of a 3-day slog over this sexual touching charge, which I eventually won. The police had not disclosed the CCTV footage of the first venue I was in with this girl, the second venue I was in with this girl. It was only a small portion of the CCTV footage from the third venue that they showed as evidence, yet all their questions related to what we were doing in the first two venues. And that CCTV footage would have been available had the police gone and sought it in the first place. By the time I got around to being charged, it had all been deleted by the venues. We were not able to obtain it. The second point was that this girl had put in her witness statement that there were two witnesses, friends of hers, that had seen me behaving in a unpleasant manner to her. She had not named them. The police had not sought to find out who they were. So in our defense rebuttal, we made a big effort to find these witnesses and to get them into court so that we could question them. We only managed to get hold of one of them. I was seeking the witnesses that they had suggested that they allegedly were going to criticize my behavior, and when they got to court, this one girl that came, she didn't have anything to say of any relevance, and the other witness, we never found out who that was. The other thing, this girl's witness statement claimed that she'd had psychological problems, and yet the police had never seemed to think that might be a rationale for a malicious prosecution. I think these malicious prosecutions of British men are a cultural problem that we all have to deal with. I think I have a responsibility as a previously falsely accused person to prevent other falsely accused men being prosecuted in the future. I think it's clear to me we have a systemic problem in the Crown Prosecution Service. I call it the corrupt prosecution service.